welcome again. Welcome for the discussion here. So in the in the physical geography of the world, which we are discussing, geomorphology is done, climatology is completed. Some video or something which I said I will show you. We will do that after the break today. So one thing here, one important topic in physical geography is also the oceanography. I told you, if you remember the first class, the physical geography includes geomorphology, climato, oceano, biogeography, environmental geography, all these five. So geomorphology is over, climatology is over, now oceanography. So basically I'll talk to you about the hydrosphere here. As all of us were all aware about the scientific study of the ocean is the hydrosphere. In the hydrosphere, this is what is the scientific study about the ocean and its dynamic phenomena known as the oceanography. So, scientific study about the ocean and its dynamic phenomena. Scientific study about the ocean and its dynamic phenomena. This is oceanography. Okay. So, in the oceanography, today we will see the distribution of the ocean, what are the major oceans, some map work we will do. Then we will dive inside the ocean bottom relief features. In the ocean, even water, what are the component of this, composition of this, which all minerals are there, we will see that. Salinity and temperature in the ocean, okay. Then these are the topics which are going to discuss today. So we will see that up to the coral reef if possible we will go. I hope the topics are updated now and I hope you will get it. So in the oceanography part, first as I told you, if you look at the earth, you look at the globe here on atlas, you will find out more water in the northern hemisphere, more continent in the northern hemisphere, more continent in the northern hemisphere and more water in the southern hemisphere. Sorry. This particular arrangement of the continent and the ocean you are having, look at here, in the northern hemisphere, north pole, it is a ocean. South pole you have a continent. Arctic Ocean in the north pole, Antarctica in the south pole, anti to the Arctic, Antarctic, anti-Arctic. So this is here is north pole is a ocean here, water body, south pole is a continent. This type of arrangement of the continent and the ocean you are having. Among the ocean, if you will see again, here you can see this is the largest ocean in the world, Pacific Ocean. Pacific is the largest ocean here. Second largest, you can see here that this is here is the Atlantic Ocean. Here you have Indian Ocean, the Indian Ocean, south of Indian subcontinent you have Indian Ocean. Okay, so here is another ocean, Southern Ocean is there, Southern Ocean, Arctic Ocean. So these are like the water bodies. If we look at the ocean world map first in a carefully, if you look at the world map of the world, if you see carefully, you will find out more water in the southern hemisphere and more landmass in the northern hemisphere. My friends, we can say that water covers 71.7% of total surface area of the earth. It is water, and 28.3% is the land area, continental part, continental area, and it is ocean. Of the total earth surface, I said majority 71.7% is the oceanic area and 28.3% is continental area. Okay, continental area is 28.3%. right? Now, among these, this is here, you can say antipodal arrangement of continent in the ocean also there. I said there is an antipodal arrangement of the ocean and continents over the earth's surface, over the earth's surface. You can see this, you will find out that over the earth's surface we have continent and the ocean in an opposite form, okay, in an opposite form. I said antipodal arrangement mean exactly in the opposite side. If a continent is there, opposite you have the ocean. Here you see the continent, this side you have to see ocean. Exactly at the opposite side. Continent is there, ocean you have. Here you have continent, here you have ocean. Here you have continent, this side you have ocean. So likewise, you know, complete opposite side you will have this type of arrangement. But definitely the northern hemisphere is the land hemisphere. Northern hemisphere is the land hemisphere and southern hemisphere is the water hemisphere. I told you there is more continent in the northern part, more ocean in the southern part. There is also antipodal arrangement. Now, as all of us were well aware that Pacific is the largest ocean, Pacific Ocean, also the deepest ocean, then Atlantic Ocean, second largest, then you have the Indian Ocean, we have the Arctic Ocean, we have the Southern Ocean. Can you find out all these in your atlas? Look at your atlas and find out all these water bodies. आप एक बार अटलस निकालिए और ये सब वाटर बॉडी को देखिए, पैसिफिक, अटलांटिक, इंडियन, आर्कटिक एंड सदर्न ओशियन. ओके, पैसिफिक, अटलांटिक, इंडियन, आर्कटिक एंड सदर्न ओशियन. All these are here. I said about this. These are the 5 major water bodies here. 5 major water bodies in these regions. 5 major water bodies: Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic and Southern Ocean you have. A very important thing about this is, like, you know, I said Pacific is the largest and the deepest ocean. Okay, largest and deepest is Pacific Ocean. Friends, unlike the continent, you know, over the ocean also if you go inside the ocean, there is no homogeneity. There is a lot of heterogeneity in terms of topographic feature over the ocean. And the ocean floor, okay, ocean floor can be further inside the ocean. If you will see, it is subdivided into different things, which is called as the ocean bottom relief. Okay, so today's topic here we are going to have is ocean bottom relief. Like the continent, the ocean floor also has lot of relief diversity and variation in terms of its relief features. Okay, we can write down this. A very interesting point I would like to say, that over the earth ocean, if you look at, you know, in the ocean itself, if you will see, the depth of the ocean is not uniform. Note down this point. The depth of the ocean is not uniform. If I'll go for up to 200 meter of all ocean, only 3.1% of all ocean is up to, let us say, 0 to 200 meter depth. If I'll go for this 0 to 200 meter depth, only 3.1% of all ocean has this much of depth. Okay, 0 to 200 meter. Okay, all oceans, adjacent seas we are not talking about here. Very interesting. बड़ा सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात आप याद रखें कि लार्जेस्ट एरिया जो है 38.9% ऑफ टोटल ओशन इज 4000 to 5000 meter depth. It is around, you can say, 36.6% of all ocean area has 4000 to 5000 meter depth. 4000 to 5000 meter depth. 36.6% of all area. Deep ocean is there. And if I'll go for this, above 7000 meter, 0.1%, 0.1% above 7, more than 7000 meter, it is 0.1% area of the entire ocean surface. Again I am saying 0 to 2%, 3.1% of all ocean, 0 to 200 meter. Okay. Average depth I am saying. Average depth I am talking about. More than 7000 meter, 0.1% area. Now again I am saying this is not including the marginal seas, adjacent sea. जैसे only Indian Ocean है तो Gulf of Mannar is not included there. Adjacent seas को हम include नहीं करके बोल रहे हैं. If we'll include that, then it will be more. ये हो जाएगा आपका 7.6 आ जाएगा. ये 3.1 7.6%. 0 to 200 meter अगर देखेंगे तो 7.6% आ जाएंगे, which is like 0 to 200 meter में. So while we are talking about other category, maybe we have to include the adjacent sea. Excluding the adjacent and nearby sea, water body, this is the data here. I have just given few things. मैं आपको extent of depth का variation जानने के लिए यही बताया. It's not mandatory that you should know. आपको सब याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. इतना याद रखिए कि majority area of the earth ocean surface is in fact 4000 to 5000 meter depth. This is what I want to say. 1000 interval में अगर लेंगे. So by the way, please note down here that the ocean floor is not uniform. It has greatest relief variability. The ocean floor is not uniform. It has greatest relief variability. Ocean floor is not uniform. It has greatest variability. Okay. So, variability in terms of bottom relief features. Bottom relief features. In terms of the bottom relief feature, it has greatest variability. It has the greatest variability in terms of bottom relief features. Okay. Based on its geologic characteristics as well as height or depth, okay, we can divide the ocean into different segment, okay. Note down here, physiographically the ocean floor can be subdivided into the following zones. What are those? Now I'll let you know. Again I am saying, physiographically the ocean floor can be subdivided into the following zones. First, the continental shelf. The continental shelf. 2, the continental slope. 3, the continental rise. Okay. Then you have fourth, the deep sea plain. The deep sea plain. Okay, the deep sea plain. The oceanic ridge and deep sea plain and trench the oceanic ridge, mostly mid ocean, you have mid oceanic ridge. So first is the continental shelf, second is the continental slope, third is the continental rise, fourth is deep sea plain, fifth is oceanic ridge. So आपका ये सब जो चीजें हैं, दिस इज लाइक शेल्फ, स्लोप, राइज, प्लेन, ट्रेंच, रीच, ये सब है ना. These are five most important segment here. Okay, one by one we will discuss what are the characteristics and what is where. Okay, एक एक करके इसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे, हम लोग डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे, देखते हैं क्या है. If you look at the ocean floor carefully, you will find out the depth of the ocean at the coast is less. This is because in some regions we have submergence of the coastal margin or continental part inside the ocean. This particular region known as continental shelf. So it is a shallow water area which surround the main continental landmass, continental shelf. To know about this, we can see, हम एक डायग्राम ड्रॉ करते हैं और देखते हैं, ठीक है. प्लीज ड्रॉ विथ मी. If this is the ocean here and this is the ocean floor, I said there is no uniformity here. Continental shelf. This is continental slope. This one is continental rise. ये हो गया आपका abyssal plain. This is here is trench. Here you have the guyots. Abyssal hill. Okay. If this is the ocean bottom surface, then as I said, this is here is the first one continental shelf, second continental slope, third continental rise, fourth abyssal plain, fifth is the trench. Abyssal plain and trench. Here you have finally we can have the ridge. Abyssal hill and oceanic ridge, oceanic ridge. Here we can say oceanic ridge, mid-oceanic ridge, right? Is it clear? Continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise, abyssal plain. This is the abyssal plain and trench, goyards, abyssal hill and oceanic ridge. Oceanic ridge. You can go for like abyssal hill, and this is like, you know, if I'll say this is abyssal hill or oceanic ridge. I hope you have drawn this. Please draw this first. इसको ड्रॉ कर लीजिए, फिर एक एक करके हम डिस्कस करेंगे ओशियन के अंदर कैसा है, क्या है स्ट्रक्चर. डन. ओके, आई होप इट इज क्लियर. मैं आपको ओशियन की जो बॉटम है, जो फ्लोर है, उसी के बारे में बता रहा हूं. यहां पे देखिए, यू जस्ट सी हियर द ocean floor here is very steep in this case. Very steep floor you have here. In this case you have steep floor. This steep floor is known as continental slope. But here is very gentle profile. बहुत ही gentle profile है. इसको क्या कहते हैं? Continental shelf. Right. Then here you have at the base of this, there are material got deposited here. जो यहाँ पे कहीं स्टीपनेस है, तो यहाँ डिपोजिट नहीं होके मटेरियल ग्लाइड करके यहाँ डिपोजिट हो जाएगा. इसको क्या कहेंगे? कॉन्टिनेंटल राइज. देन द प्लेन इज देयर, दिस है एबिसल प्लेन. बट मैंने छोटा छोटा कहीं माउंटेन है, ये कहीं पे फ्लैट टॉप माउंटेन्स है, गोयाट्स है. एंड हियर इज ए वेरी डीप प्रोफाइल ऑफ द ओशन नोन एज ट्रेंच. इन जनरल you will find this type of platform, this type of relief features inside the ocean. I hope it is clear. Now let us move on to one by one. One by one we will discuss here. First one is continental shelf, as I said. Continental shelf. Continental shelf. कॉन्टिनेंटल सेल्फ, ये क्या होता है, इसके बारे में थोड़ा लिखा जाए. आई विल डिस्कस अबाउट ईच ऑफ दिस फीचर्स इन डिटेल. ओके, इन द मेंस इफ दे आर आस्किंग क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस एनी ऑफ दिस रीजन्स लाइक कॉन्टिनेंटल ओशियन बॉटम रिलीफ कैन बी आस्क्ड. सो आपको ओबीआर में ये सभी को लिखना पड़ेगा थोड़ा थोड़ा करके, इफ एट ऑल यू विल गेट. लेट अस सी. सो यू कैन से दैट इट इज ए shallow sea region, shallow sea regions. Okay, it is a shallow sea region which surrounds the main continental landmass, which surrounds the main continental landmass. Okay, again I am saying it is a shallow sea region. It is a shallow sea region which surrounds the main continental landmass. Main continental landmass. Okay. Now, this particular regions, continental shelf regions, as I have said, it is a part of the continent which is submerged under the ocean. Okay. This is next point. Geologically, it is a part of the continent which got submerged under the sea, under the sea. Okay, so in this way it is different. So this is here is a different, completely different profile here, which in general here is a question I got now. Why the earth has antipodal or geographical condition, ocean or geographical condition? My friend, the antipodal condition of this is not properly known to us why it is, but one theory which is given by Lothian Green नाम का एक geologist है, he said about the tetrahedral theory. बोला कि क्या अर्थ सेम जब कंडेंस हुआ और जब solidified हुआ तो at that time the tetrahedron like shape अर्थ की हुआ, tetrahedron tetrahedron shape में हुआ, उसके बाद पानी भर गया तो सर्कुलर हो गया. So it will be better if we will discuss later on. At the end I will take this question and I will explain it to you some extent. Another questions I got here, why I am taking this, because do the continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise form part of the lithosphere? My friend, lithosphere means the entire block above the asthenosphere. So yes it is, ये सभी आएंगे, इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है. जियोलॉजिकली इट इज देयर, बट कॉन्टिनेंट है तो कॉन्टिनेंट नहीं है. कॉन्टिनेंटल पार्ट के सबमर्जेंस कौन सा है? दिस इज हियर. जियोलॉजिकली इट इज ए पार्ट ऑफ द कॉन्टिनेंट व्हिच गॉट सबमर्ज्ड अंडर द वाटर, अंडर द सी, ड्यू टू एनी geological factor. If it is got submerged, it is there. It will submerge because of any of the any of this type of geological factors, right? Next one. Next very important another point is continental shelf are slopy, gently slopy regions. Here if you look at the slope angle, both interesting है ये. Slope angle vary from 1 degree, hardly it is 1 degree, okay, for every, when I say gently sloping the ocean, okay. So average rate of depth अगर देखेंगे, if you will go for 1 kilometer, 1 किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस जाते हो, then nearly 20 मीटर की डेप्थ होगा. 1 किलोमीटर, so average depth if you look at slope की अगर देखेंगे 20 मीटर पर किलोमीटर, so the angle जो है ना बहुत ही स्लोपी है. 20 मीटर पर किलोमीटर, so very gently slopy. तो समझ में आ रहा है ना मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ? It's like very gently slopy profile you have, very gently slopy profile in this race, gently slopy regions. One to 3 degree स्लोप. ओके आप ये लिखेंगे तो फिर कंफ्यूजन होगा, आप वही लिखो इन लिटरल सेंस, लाइक नियरली 20 meter of depth for 1 kilometer distance. Okay, decline in the slope is like this. So gently, so it is gently sloping, very gently sloping regions. It is gentle sloping regions है. और क्या है यहाँ पे? It has lot of terrigenous deposit. It has more terrigenous deposits. terrigenous का मतलब क्या है? sediments derived from the earth's surface, or continents. They are terrigenous. It has terrigenous sediments. So what are the terrigenous sediments? क्या हो सकता है terrigenous sediment में? Like we can say terrigenous sediments from the deposits. It has more terrigenous deposits like क्या है? Sand, silt, clay, etc. Sand, silt and clay, which are derived from the continental part. Sand, silt and clay you will get, which are derived from the continental part. ये सभी यहाँ से कॉन्टिनेंटल पार्ट से जो डिराइव्ड है, ये सब मिलेंगे आपको. सैंड, सिल्ट एंड क्ले व्हिच आर डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम द कॉन्टिनेंटल पार्ट. ओके, व्हाट एल्स? अनदर पॉइंट यू कैन सी, एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वन ऑफ कोर्स इज, अगर ये सैंड, सिल्ट, क्ले का डिपोजिशन है और ये रीजन्स पे डेप्थ कम है, ए मेरीन इकोसिस्टम और टेरिस्ट्रियल इकोसिस्टम की ट्रांजिशन जोन होगा, isn't it? So it is ecotone. Okay, continental shelf area forms as a transitional zone between the marine and terrestrial ecosystem. Continental shelf area forms as a transitional zone between the marine and terrestrial ecosystem. That is an ecotone. It forms as an ecotone. I said it's a transitional zone between what? Marine and terrestrial ecosystem. Marine ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem. So it has rich biodiversity. So it has very rich biodiversity, biodiversity, and so it has very rich biodiversity and has greatest ecological significance. Ecological significance. It has the greatest ecological significance. You must remember this. It has greatest ecological significance also. Hope you got it now. Done. Okay. Continental shelf area. Continental shelf area has the greatest ecological significance. Know that economic significance also it has. What is the economic significance of this? What are the economic significance of this? Can anyone tell me? Economic significance में पहला है placer deposits of minerals with the sand, silt and clay. Placer deposit means with sand, silt and clay we have mineral deposits. Continental shelf में होते हैं. Even there is आप देखो coast पे we have also polymetallic nodules. In the deep sea plain also you have there, like example you can give like polymetallic nodules, manganese nodules. Manganese nodules, polymetallic nodule, manganese nodule. आपको पता है ये सब चीजें they are placer deposits of A. B here it is. You have deposits of petroleum deposits. Petroleum deposits. If I'll say like if you'll go for the data here, like nearly 40% of the world petroleum deposits is only in these regions. Nearly 40% of the world's petroleum deposit, around 40% of world's petroleum deposits is from is the shelf area, continental shelf area of the ocean. आप इंडिया में देखो ना, इंडिया में in India which part of continental shelf is wider? Can anyone tell me? इंडिया में ओशियन, इंडियन ओशियन का कौन सा एरिया ज्यादा कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ होगा? इंडिया की अरेबियन सी कोस्ट और बे ऑफ बंगाल कोस्ट, बताइए. हाँ जी बोलो, बताइए. टेल मी. दिस इज हियर इज Arabian Sea. This is here is Bay of Bengal, and here it is Indian Ocean. मुझे बताइए कि which part अरेबियन सी और बे ऑफ बंगाल और बे ऑफ बंगाल कौन सा एरिया है? दोनों में। दिस इज अरेबियन सी, दिस इज बे ऑफ बंगाल। इन दोनों में कौन सा एरिया में ज्यादा है? वाइडर कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ इन इंडिया इन व्हिच पार्ट? कैन एनीवन गिव मी द आंसर प्लीज? बोलो बोलो आंसर दो, गिव मी द आंसर। कैन यू सी, कैन यू जस्ट लेट मी नो दिस? I'm not getting your response. I'm just looking at for you, waiting for your answer. Please go ahead. कोई है? Discuss about the deep sea ocean drilling project, integrated ocean. हाँ आएंगे आएंगे, इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी में है। Has the famous Qatar versus Bahrain case found by this concept continental shelf? Yeah, yes. Law of the sea. Is there any importance of IVCL plane on commercial interest? Yes, why not? We'll see. You are saying Arabian Sea. Are you sure? Okay. Only 2 answers I get. Hey, मैं क्वेश्चन कुछ पूछ रहा हूँ, आंसर कुछ दे रहे हैं। Did I ask anything about the? You are asking me questions on this, like coral reef. One by one, let us move. You are absolutely correct here. This is Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea area has a wider continental shelf than the Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal में ऐसा है, Arabian Sea में इतना बड़ा है। And you know that here you have क्या ये? This region Bombay High. Bombay High. Oil drilling platform is here. Oil drilling platform Bombay High is located here. In this region we have Bombay High oil drilling platform. Okay. Arabian Sea has a wider continental shelf than the Bay of Bengal. Petroleum will find out in this Arabian Sea region, that's why more as compared to Bay of Bengal. Okay. This is one first. Another things. Third point is major fishing grounds of the world are located with broad continental shelf region. Very broad continental shelf region you have. Broad continental shelf you have. No, continental shelf is not due to deposition of sediments. Remember, continental shelf is here due to the downwarping of the continental part. Which continent? Breaking up of the Indian peninsula and downwarping leads to wide continental shelf and the formation of the Western Ghat mountains of India. Okay, major fishing grounds of the world are located with the broad continental shelf region. और कोई continental shelf का बहुत importance क्या है और economic significance में? Okay, fishing के लिए important है. This is, and continental shelf also, as some of us asking coral reef. There are coral reef in this region. Okay, as you have mentioned about this, coral reef requires a base, a platform also. Coral reef are also found in mostly continental shelf area. Okay, shelf area also have the coral reef, no doubt, and other mineral resources also. Okay, coral reef and other mineral resources also. So I hope you got it. Continental shelf. So I said it is also the importance में एक और रहेगा. It has coral reef, and for tourism also it is important. Economic significance is there. Anyway, after this continental shelf area, let us look at now distribution. कहाँ पे क्या है? Very wide continental shelf. Please note down here. Very wide continental shelf. Very wide continental shelf is found in the North Atlantic. North Atlantic. Okay, in the North Atlantic. Telegraph Plateau region. It is also another one area you have north of Siberia in the Arctic Ocean. Also has a large extent of continental shelf. North Atlantic but Telegraph Plateau region, northern part, continental shelf area. Remember, nearly 7.6% of the total sea area of the earth has the continental shelf. 7.6%. Okay, 7.6% of the total sea and adjacent sea areas of the world has continental shelf. 7.6%. So continental shelf is very huge, it is large distributed in these regions, and of course, in fact, if I will go for the other regions like see, if you go for individual ocean, 13.3% area of Atlantic Ocean has this type of largest continental shelf area is in the Atlantic Ocean. If I will go for this like Atlantic Ocean, Pacific and Indian Ocean, 13%, more than 13%, in fact 13.3%, 7.6%. Atlantic Ocean का है 13.3% of the surface area has continental shelf, and Pacific Ocean has 5. Pacific Ocean 5.7%, 5.7%, sorry, Pacific Ocean 4.2%, Indian Ocean of total ocean area. Okay, Atlantic में कितना है 13.3% of total oceanic area, Pacific 5.6% of total oceanic area, Indian Ocean 4.2%. They are continental shelf. I hope you got it now. Huge area of continental shelf you are having on this, and it has greatest potential, I said, for economic purpose as well. Okay, continental shelf हो गया. Continental slope now. Second one is continental slope. Continental slope. My friends, some of you are asking me about the mines of these regions and all. In the mineral, human and economic geography, I will discuss about distribution of all the mines and major areas of different ore, where you will get or minerals you will get. So at that time we'll do this, but this is in terms of physical part, this is okay, this much only you do. Continental slope is a deep slopy region. A deep slopy zone present towards the mid-ocean डीप के जगह पे स्टीप करो, ये स्टीप कर देते हैं, स्टीप स्लोपी जोन प्रेजेंट टुवर्ड्स द डीप ओशियन. A steep slopy zone present towards the deep ocean, okay, known as continental slope, forming the boundary, forming the continental boundary. यानी के जियोलॉजिकल देखेंगे तो कॉन्टिनेंटल स्लोप इज द बाउंड्री ऑफ द कॉन्टिनेंट. बाउंड्री ऑफ द कॉन्टिनेंट इज continental slope only. Next point, this zone is free from what? This zone is free from sedimentary deposit or deposits of sediment. Deposits of sediments due to its steep slopy profile. Due to its steep slopy profile, this zone is free from deposits of sediments due to the steep slopy profile. कुछ नहीं होगा यहाँ पे सभी. So the bedrock got exposed here. So the bedrock got exposed in this zone. In this zone the bedrock got exposed here. Bedrock, जो surface rock है वो पूरे exposed हो जाते हैं. This region, bedrock got exposed. Telegraph plateau, someone is asking, sir, where is the telegraph plateau? Telegraph plateau is in the northern part of Atlantic Ocean, North Atlantic. Telegraph plateau, okay. If you have it is inside the ocean, submerged in the ocean, okay. Measure, this is a very important one, okay. ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन आपका दोस्त ने पूछा है. कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ शुड बी नैरो व्हेन दे आर सिचुएटेड हाई माउंटेन क्लोज पैरेलल टू सी इन वेस्टर्न साइड ऑफ इंडिया, वेस्टर्न घाट. ए भाई पढ़ा नहीं है क्या? कोई बात नहीं, आई विल क्लियर योर डाउट्स, डोंट वरी. वी एज आई सेड, यू नो, पार्ट ऑफ द कॉन्टिनेंट यू सी हियर. लेट मी टेक दिस बुक. देखो ये पार्ट ऑफ द कॉन्टिनेंट, ये आपका क्या है? ये दिस इज द, लेट अस से द कॉन्टिनेंटल पार्ट, फाइन. एंड दिस पार्ट गॉट सडनली सबमर्ज्ड अंदर. ये सबमर्ज्ड हुआ, ये ऐसा था, ये सबमर्ज हो गया ये पार्ट. तो ये हो गया, ये जो कोस्ट हो गया, दिस इज द केरला. यहाँ पे ये हो गया, ये केरला कोस्ट है. दिस इज द वेस्टर्न घाट लाइक दिस. दिस वाज हियर अर्लियर, ये ऐसा था, ओके, प्लेटू जैसा, ये नीचे चला गया. सो यू हैव लाइक दिस टाइप ऑफ वन प्रोफाइल हियर. दिस इज वेस्टर्न घाट and ये जो नीचे गया, that one is the continental shelf region. I hope you got it now. Now what happened here, as my friend is saying, sir, ports are there because of what, you know, the river valley था, जो नदी पहले जाते थे वो नीचे डूब गया उसका, with the valley itself, forming a very steep slope profile. V-shaped submerged valley are called as estuary. Do you remember that? Don't you remember? G. C. Leung, you remember? I told you type of coast, estuarine coast, Dalmatia coast, fjord coast. कुछ याद है या नहीं? Estuary are drawn or submerged river valleys. If you remember, there is no sediment at its mouth. The sediment get washed away. Steep profile here leads to the development of the port. Port के लिए हमें कितना depth चाहिए? Do we need more than 20 meter, 30 meter? उससे ज़्यादा चाहिए क्या? नहीं चाहिए. It is there. We have here 200 meters or more depth. So it is, that's why. Okay. Major ports are located, that's why. Okay, friend. Continental shelf should be narrow when there should be high mountain close. No. There is telegraph plateau in the northern part. Is this continental shelf related to the lesser depth of the Dead Sea? That is a different thing. Dead Sea का अलग geology है. Don't get confused with all these things. Geology of that region evolution is different. Okay. टेलीग्राफ प्लेटो को देखो, अपना अगर पाथोमेट्रिक मैप अगर है, मतलब कोई भी अगर मैप है जिसपे ओशियन की डेप्थ भी दिखाया है, तो ये देख रहे हैं आप, ग्रीनलैंड, आइसलैंड इज देयर. ये है आपका दिस रीजन है टेलीग्राफ प्लेटो. आइसलैंड के ऊपर राइट हैंड साइड में टेलीग्राफ प्लेटो देखो, यहाँ पे मिलेगा. दिस इज द टेलीग्राफ प्लेटो हियर, दिस रीजन. ओके. एंड वाइड कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ हियर है, ये देखिए आप, दिस नॉर्थ ऑफ साइबेरिया, दिस रीजन आर्कटिक ओशियन में, very wide continental shelf which is connecting the telegraph plateau also, but huge region it is there. ठीक है शुभम. Okay, as I just have mentioned about this, मैंने आपको बताया कि भाई continental shelf होता क्यों है. Continental shelf is developed, they develop because of what? Continental developed due to the submergence of the continental part. On the contrary, continental slope is a slopy profile, steep slopy profile. Continental shelf break here, then you have the breaking of the continental slope which extends from the continental shelf region to the toward the mid ocean, toward the high seas. So here steepy profile, very steep slope is there. So the depth here is goes up to 2000 meter depth. Okay, यहाँ पे क्या होगा, वहां पे मैंने कहा 20 मीटर 200 मीटर तक डेप्थ होगा. कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ में कितना था? 200 मीटर डेप्थ. हियर द डेप्थ विल गो इवन बियॉन्ड दिस. यहां पे अगर ये 200 मीटर की डेप्थ था, हियर इफ इट वाज 200 मीटर डेप्थ, यहां पे हो जाएगा आपका 3000 मीटर डेप्थ. 2000 टू 3000 मीटर डेप्थ, 2000-3000 मीटर. आप सोचिए, सडन चेंज इन द सच स्टीप प्रोफाइल यू विल हैव फ्रॉम 200 मीटर ऑन एन एवरेज. मैं बता रहा हूं, चलिए 400, 500, 800 मीटर भी हो गया, फिर भी आप देखो सडन इन वेरी शॉर्ट डिस्टेंस देयर इज स्टीप वेरी शार्प डिक्लाइन इन द slope here in the profile. So it is like, you know, very steep slopey region. There is no such any sedimentation here. Bedrock get exposed in this region. Bedrock will get exposed here, and इसके नीचे जो है ना, alluvial fan, like, you know, all the material get deposited here at the below this one. This is called as the continental rise, alluvial fan, like, you know, जो भी material है सब उसका जहाँ पे slope change हो रहा है, here it got deposited. This depositional platform is called as continental rise. Okay, third one I'll go for now. Continental shelf और slope में इतना ही. Continental rise, third point. Continental rise. Continental rise. कॉन्टिनेंटल राइज क्या है? This is a depositional, it is a depositional platform at the base of किसका बेस में, it is a depositional platform at the base of the continental slope. All material get deposited here in these regions. It comprises like alluvial fan or alluvial, continental rise में क्या होता है, alluvial fan like materials that get deposited. So here all terrigenous sediments glides over the all terrigenous sediments, जितने भी terrigenous sediments है, they glides over the continental slope region and gets deposited here. Okay, सभी ग्लाइड करके आके यहाँ डिपोजिट हो गए, तो इस कॉन्टिनेंटल राइज है ये, सडन राइज, कॉन्टिनेंटल राइज. लेट अस लुक एट नाउ abyssal plain. Fourth one is abyssal plain and trenches. Abyssal plain and trench. Abyssal plain है क्या? What are the abyssal plain? It is the deep sea plain. The deep sea plain, okay? Again I am saying, it is the deep sea plain forming the deepest part of the ocean, flattest terrain and most extensive region. Deep sea plain forming the deepest part of the ocean with flattest and most extensive physical unit. Deep sea plain, this region is the most extensive one, forming the deepest part of the ocean with flattest and most extensive physical unit. Flattest and most extensive physical unit it is. पूरी तरह से फ्लैट है. Flattest and most extensive physical unit it is. It is the flattest and most extensive physical unit. पूरे फ्लैट होगा और एक्सटेंसिव होगा. This unit is the flattest and most extensive physical unit. Remember, Pacific Ocean has the largest area. Pacific Ocean has the largest area. It is generally covered with thick layer of sediment. Thick layer of sediments. Thick layer of sediments. Generally covered with the thick layer of sediments. Thick sedimentary layers होगा यहाँ पे. Thick layer of sediment you have here in this case. Abyssal plain में The average depth vary from 2000 to 6000 meter. Depth varies from 2000 to 6000 meter. Depth will vary from 2000 to 6000 meter. Okay. They are made up of what type of sediments now? Mostly it is composed of hydrogenous, cosmogenous, volcanic and organic ooze deposits. Hydrogenous, cosmogenous, organic and volcanic as well as ooze deposit. What is that ooze deposit you have? What are the ooze you will get here in this region? What type of ooze deposit you will have? Okay, what type of ooze deposit? Ooze क्या होता है? Can anyone tell me what are ooze? Anyone who can tell me? What are the ooze deposit? Ooze क्या होता है? कोई पता है क्या? Highly decomposed dead organic matter. Highly decomposed dead organic matter है ना, ऊज जो कहते हैं, highly decomposed dead organic matter. So I'll discuss about this in ocean deposit in detail. But one thing you remember, abyssal plain जो है, it cover largest area. I said nearly 75.9% of total oceanic area has abyssal plain. मैंने कहा most extensive बोला ना, most extensive part I told you 75.9% of total ocean surface area. 75.9% of total ocean surface area. Okay. This is here is abyssal plain regions. Okay. Okay, 75.9% मैंने कहा. So ooze is a in general highly decomposed material this is, and they are found in this. वो जो deposits है cosmogenous, hydrogenous, biogenous जो भी है ना, I will discuss about all these in detail. So just wait, ocean deposit में करेंगे वो. Abyssal plain, trench are there. I said there are trenches. What are these trench? Trench is the deep profile. Trench is a deep profile. Very deep profile over the ocean floor, and which is, again I am saying, trench is a very deep profile over the ocean floor, and this deep profile is developed due to tectonic causes. This is the deepest part of the ocean with very steep and narrow stretch. Narrow stretch. Developed due to the plate tectonics, due to plate tectonics. You know it. Oceanic plate convergence, oceanic continental plate convergence. You remember that? Plate tectonics mean here is convergence of oceanic plate and oceanic continental plate. You remember that? This is here is oceanic and oceanic continental plate. While they converge, they form this. While they converge, they can form this. Trench. Trench is the deepest part of the ocean, I said. Where accretionally prism form. I have already discussed where it is. Accretionally prism will form near the trench itself. Okay. And accretionally prism is responsible for mountain formation. आपको पता होगा base of the mountain is there. Right. So trench formation, trench में can anyone give me few more name of the trenches? Do you have any idea? Ocean deep and trench. Please note down here. Major trenches. You know about some of the most important trench of the world. First is Mariana Trench. Can you find out this? ये कहाँ पे है? Mariana Trench देखिए. Mariana Trench, Japan Trench, Kuril Trench. Kuril Trench. We have also Aleutian Trench. Aleutian Trench, Aleutian Island में है ना? Mariana Trench, you got it. Philippines Trench. Philippines Trench. Do you know where all these trench are there? क्या हम ट्रेंच लोकेट करें? यस, लोकेट करिए. अपना एटलस में देखिए. मैं ड्रॉ कर लेता हूं वर्ल्ड मैप. आई विल ड्रॉ एंड आई विल शो यू कहां पे कौन सा ट्रेंच है. यू लुक एट योर एटलस एंड फाइंड आउट ऑल दोस ट्रेंचेस. ओके, आप एटलस में मार्क करिए कहां पे ये सब ट्रेंच है. मैं आपको यहां पे वर्ल्ड मैप बना के आपको ट्रेंच बता देता हूं. if this is the world map here, let us see now where you have all these trenches. ये सब ट्रेंच कहाँ पे हैं? Where all these trenches are there? Here we have a trench known as, this is Java Trench. Java Trench. Can you see this? Then this side you have the Philippines Trench. This is Java. This is Java. This one here is Philippines. Philippines Trench. If it is here is Philippines Trench, you have this side you have the Mariana Trench. Mariana Trench. Mariana Trench, Japan Trench, Kuril Trench, Aleutian Trench. So here you have the Mariana. This is Japan. Mariana Trench, Japan Trench. Then you have Kuril. Kuril Trench. Kuril Trench. Then you have Aleutian Trench. Aleutian Trench. Kuril Trench. Then you have Aleutian Trench. After this side you have Peru and Chile Trench. You remember this, I hope. Peru, Chile Trench. Peru and Chile Trench. Got it? Here we have the South Sandwich Trench also there. Here it is. This is South Sandwich Trench. South Sandwich Trench. And this region we have the West Indies Trench. Got it? I hope all of you got these trenches now. Now if I'll go for the mid-oceanic ridge formation, if I'll go for the ridge which I haven't done. So here you have the mid-oceanic ridge. This is the mid-Atlantic ridge. मैं ridge अभी तक नहीं बताया हूँ. Ridge are the volcanic mountain Lamit, no, they are located here. ये है mid Atlantic ridge, mid Atlantic ridge. साउथ सैंडविच ये है ना, just one minute. Can you see this? These are oceanic ridge. Okay, this is here the ridges here. This ridge will connect here. So ये सब ridge है. ये है ईस्ट पैसिफिक राइज बोलेंगे इसको. दिस इज ये रीज. पेरू चिले ट्रेंच. दिस इज नॉट द ईस्ट पैसिफिक राइज. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? ईस्ट पैसिफिक राइज. ये इधर पे. ओके, ईस्ट पैसिफिक राइज यू हैव. Galapagos ridge, and this side you have Juan de Fuca ridge. Juan de Fuca ridge. This is known as the Atlantic Indian Ridge. Atlantic Indian Ridge. Atlantic Indian Ridge. Carlsberg Ridge. Mid Indian Ocean Ridge or Mid Indian or Atlantic Indian Ridge is here. Atlantic Indian Ridge this side. You have Carlsberg Ridge. This is Mid Indian Ocean Ridge. मिड इंडियन ओशन रीज। सो आपका ये जो है ना मिड अटलांटिक रीज है, ये सब रीज एंड ट्रेंचेस मैंने शो किया आपको। आई जस्ट शोन यू द रीज एंड ट्रेंचेस, प्लीज सी दिस रीज आई हैवंट डन। लेट मी टेक योर why most of the trends of the North Pacific in the west side of the North Pacific? North Pacific west side because of convergence of two plates, as you know, प्लेट में बोला था मैं, ओशियनिक कॉन्टिनेंटल ट्रेंच का प्लेट कन्वर्जन, पेरूचिले ट्रेंच। ओके सर, इज फिलीपींस ट्रेंच एंड मिंडानाओ ट्रेंच इज द सेम? Yes, Mindanao, Philippines. Yes. What is the other name of West Indies Trench? Puerto Rico, Nares Trench. Puerto Rico Island है ना? Puerto Rico Island, that is here. Oh, thank you. Good question you have. Puerto Rico. पुर्टो रिको को बोलते हैं मिलुविकी बोलते हैं, अटलांटिक में है वो मिलुविकी। पुर्टो रिको इज मिलुविकी। पुर्टो रिको इज मिलुविकी रेंज। ओके, पुर्टो रिको आइलैंड के पास मिलुविकी रेंज अटलांटिक में है। तो आपने बोला क्या वेस्ट इंडीज कहाँ पे है? पैसिफिक में है या अटलांटिक में है? देखो ये वेस्ट इंडीज, ये है पुर्टो रिको। पुर्टो रिको आइलैंड इज देयर नियर बाय। So Mariana Trench, Pacific, Philippines Pacific, Japan Pacific, Kuril Pacific, Aleutian Pacific. Okay, these are the trenches here. You can see that Cayman, Java Trench. You can see that all these trenches you can see, you will find out. No other question? Okay. Please look at and please draw this. If you haven't drawn, please draw this. Done. Please see that. Okay, fair. Now let's look at now. So this is the, as I said, this is a divergence of the plate. So we have the which one? This is the divergence leads to the mid-Atlantic ridge, and here you have Nazca plate is going in this way. So that's why you have a East Pacific rise, and here you have Juan de Fuca, it is going in this way. There is divergence, no doubt. There is also a transform fault boundary. The divergence of Juan de Fuca trench is here. Atlantic Indian ridge because of the southern Arctic Antarctic plate, uh, Antarctica plate and the African plate, they got diverged here. You can see this. This is because of that. That side of you have Indo-Australian plate is going in this way, and the Antarctic plate is here. So this way you have this ridge is formed. I hope you are well aware about this. In plate tectonics, you must have done these things. Sir, Dolphin and Challengers are the divided Atlantic. Dolphin rise and Challenger rise. Challenger rise is there. Dolphin. Yes. Can you please have a glance over your NCERT book? It is given in your NCERT book. थोड़ा NCERT देखिए क्या है NCERT में. You got it. Your question is Dolphin rise and Challenger rise. Two things here. वेवली थॉम्सन, मैंने आपको ये बता देता हूँ. चलिए देखिए, वेवली थॉम्सन एंड टेलीग्राफ प्लेटू. प्लीज ड्रॉ दिस. आपने पूछा है, 2 बार पूछ रखा है. लेट मी ड्रॉ where you have the telegraph plateau and where Waverly Thompson. Okay, this region here, telegraph plateau is this particular part. ये हो गया आपका TLEGRAPH, telegraph plateau. Okay, and here you have the Waverly Thompson ridge. Thompson ridge, Waverly Thompson ridge. Please look at your NCERT. It is given in the NCERT book. Okay, can you see that? दोनों, as you know, you have asked again. डॉल्फिन राइज इज इन बिटवीन. डॉल्फिन राइज जो होगा ना, यहाँ पे है. ये हो गया डॉल्फिन राइज. DR लिख देता हूँ. डॉल्फिन राइज इज हियर. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज डॉल्फिन राइज. आपने लिखा है डॉल्फिन राइज एंड क्या लिखा है? चैलेंजर राइज. डॉल्फिन राइज इज हियर which is dividing this. Challenger rise side पे, yes, it is dividing this. Dolphin rise is dividing this into 2 part here and here, this side, east and west. They are part of the, Atlantic ridge, mid-Atlantic ridge, Dolphin ridge. Okay, you have like, sir, if fishing is associated with the broad continental shelf, then why do we get see most of the fishing in Tamil Nadu, Andhra and West Bengal, which are located in Bay of Bengal? अरे भाई साहब देखो, ये फिशिंग में आप देखो मेरीन फिश एंड द फ्रेश वाटर फिश, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट मेरीन फिश, चेक आउट द डेटा. गोवा, महाराष्ट्र, गुजरात, केरला, हाउ देयर कंट्रीब्यूशन इज. फ्रेश वाटर में है ज्यादा, वेस्ट बंगाल इज देयर, आंध्रा फ्रेश वाटर एक्वा कल्चर में ज्यादा है, फ्रेश वाटर में तमिलनाडु नो डाउट marine water also there, but fresh water is also contributed to a greater extent. So on that basis, no doubt fishing is there everywhere, but not large scale comparison. I will discuss in the blue revolution and all this later on. जैसे मैंने कहा ये इसको इतना बना दिया, तो बहुत मोर देन सफिशिएंट. लेट मी टेल यू, इफ यू एबल टू डू दिस, ओशियन बॉटम रिलीफ में इतना कर दो, आई एम श्योर मोर देन दिस वन. Now you are talking about, someone is asking, sir, can we mark some trenches in the Indian Ocean? Only one to trench hai, Sunda trench, which I have marked. Sunda trench I have marked here. Java trench or Sunda trench, same thing hai. This is also known as Java equal to Sunda trench, SUNDA. नो सच रिमार्केबल. आप ज्यादा याद करने का कोशिश नहीं करना, इतना ही देखिए. वॉट एवर आई हैव गिवन मोर देन सफिशिएंट. इन फैक्ट इट इन द अपर साइड आई कैन से. ओके, दे आर डिफरेंट बेसिन, दे आर फॉर्मिंग. हमें और ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए, इतना बहुत हो गया, काफी है ये. बिलीव मी, दिस मच इफ यू हैव डन, दिस इज मोर देन सफिशिएंट फॉर यू. So by the way, ocean bottom relief, as it is saying that we have no uniformity in terms of topographic feature, there is a great variation. Trenches are formed at the middle, we have ridges also there, as you said about mid-Atlantic ridge or something, mid-Atlantic ridge is a because of divergence. So हमारा जो mainly जो differentiation था, देखो आप, I told you detail bit out the continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise, deep sea plain. Now the ocean and the trenches also I told you. Trenches are developed because of what? Convergence of two plates. In geomorphology you have discussed. Trenches name I have given. Deepest trench is Mariana Trench, that you can see, and also you have given in our material, you can see that. Now the oceanic rise or ridge, जो ridge है, ridge are volcanic. So you can note down here, what are these ridge? Oceanic ridge. Fifth one जो है oceanic ridge, we can see that in the oceanic ridge, which I haven't done. After this, ये था ना, this is here is oceanic ridge. This is the sixth one, I think. These are linear volcanic mountains, linear continuous volcanic mountains, generally developed due to the divergence of plates. Okay, so volcanic eruption, divergence of the plates leads to formation of this plate. Divergence of के ये प्लेट से बनते हैं ये. Okay, they formed because of the divergence of the plate. In the atlas it is given entire south side is equatorial Challenger rise and north as डॉल्फिन। आप फिर उसको चेंज कर दीजिए, इफ इट इज गिवन लाइक दिस, इक्वेटर चैलेंजर राइज नो डाउट्स इट इज इन सदर्न पार्ट, नॉर्दर्न पार्ट इज द डॉल्फिन राइज, मगर एंटायर नहीं होगा, देयर आर सेगमेंट ऑफ दिस वन, टू सेगमेंट। व्हाई मोर ट्रेंचेस हैव डेवलप्ड इन साउथ चाइना सी रीजन्स एंड ईस्टर्न साइड्स, बिकॉज ऑफ कम सी दैट देयर इज कन्वर्जेंस ऑफ ओशियनिक और ओशियनिक कॉन्टिनेंटल। देखो यहाँ पे क्यों होता है ओशियनिक साउथ चाइना सी, नहीं दिस रीजन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ओशियनिक कॉन्टिनेंटल, ओशियनिक प्लेट कन्वर्जेंस इज देयर, more number of trenches because of the convergence of the plates। यहाँ सभी कन्वर्जेंस है, देखो आप ठीक से, ये पूरे कन्वर्जेंस है। ओशियनिक कॉन्टिनेंटल इंडियन प्लेट, यू रिमेंबर दैट आई हैव ऑलरेडी शोन इट टू यू। चलिए मैं आपको पुराना क्लास का दिखाता हूं मैं, आई हैव ऑलरेडी डन दिस इफ यू रिमेंबर, अगर याद नहीं है तो फिर देख लो, वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन। I've shown you all this during that time while I'll discuss. Fortunately, I have saved this. So let me show you. You remember this? See here. आप इसको याद रखिए और देखिए। If you remember, earlier I have ड्यूरिंग द जियोमोर्फोलॉजी क्लास आई हैव डिस्कस्ड, ये देखो ना नाचका प्लेट, ये इधर जा रही है, ये इधर जा रही है, तो प्लेट में क्या होगा यहाँ पे कॉन्टिनेंटल, ये व्हाट विल हैपन हियर बिकॉज ऑफ दिस वोल्केनिक इरप्शन। तो वोल्केनिक इरप्शन से क्या बनी है, दिस इज द रिज, ये देखो रिज बना ना, ये देखा आपने, ये रिज बना ना, ये कौन सा है, दिस इज ये रिज, यू सी दिस डाइवर्जेंस लीड्स टू फॉर्मेशन ऑफ दिस वन। और देखो यहाँ पे ऐसे आ रही है, एंड यू सी हियर दिस रीजन्स, आपने बताया ये पूरे एरिया देखो जितने भी क्यों हुआ यहाँ पे ज्यादा, देखो आप फिलीपींस प्लेट इज हियर, ये प्लेट सब देखो, यू चेक दिस प्लेट्स, ये प्लेट सब क्यों इधर है, यहाँ पे ये प्लेट कन्वर्जेंस है, कन्वर्जेंस है, कन्वर्जेंस है, कन्वर्जेंस है, कन्वर्जेंस, यू सी ऑल दीज आर ट्रेंचेस हियर, देख रहे हैं फिलीपींस प्लेट एंड द पैसिफिक प्लेट, फिलीपींस प्लेट and this side Eurasian plate, Philippines plate, Eurasian plate, Philippines plate, this side you have the Australian plate or Indian plate, and here we are the Pacific plate. So we have this convergence leads to, you see अपना एटलस में होगा ना, ये देखो तो arrow mark in which direction they are moving. So the formation is primarily because of convergence of oceanic and oceanic continental प्लेट्स हियर, कन्वर्जेंस से हुआ है, आप देखो सर। Why South Sandwich Trench is located near mid-Atlantic ridge as it is divergent plate boundary? Very good question here. South Sandwich, देखो आप साउथ सैंडविच, आप यहाँ पे देखिए, हम जो ड्रॉ किए हैं उसको लिए आपको ये किया होगा, ये वाला आप बता रहे हैं, इन दिस केस यू कैन सी नाउ अगेन, अब देखो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, ये रीजन्स में क्या हो रहा है, देखो ये इधर से ये जा रहा है, ये स्कोटिया प्लेट है ना, देख रहे हैं आप, दिस रीजन स्कोटिया प्लेट एंड दिस प्लेट कन्वर्जेंस हो रहा है यहाँ पे, कन्वर्जेंस, एंड ये देखो दिस इज द ट्रेंच हियर, आपका ये जो है ये तो हो गया माउंटेन ऐसे जा रहा है, ये हो गया, ये बिकॉज ऑफ डाइवर्जेंस ये ऐसे बना, ऐसे बना, ये तो बनाया मैंने। नाउ दिस रीजन यू सी, यहाँ पे ट्रेंच क्यों बना, ट्रेंच देखो यहाँ पे बनाया ना ट्रेंच, दिस इज द ट्रेंच हियर, ये तो ट्रेंच बनाया था, ये तो ट्रेंच है, दिस इज द ये प्लेट, दिस इज साउथ अमेरिकन प्लेट एंड स्कोटिया प्लेट है, कन्वर्जेंस देख रहे हैं आप, ओशियनिक एंड कॉन्टिनेंटल प्लेट है, ये दोनों कन्वर्जेंस से बने हैं, दिस इज द कॉज, पार्ट ऑफ द ओशन दो इट इज ए कॉन्टिनेंट। आई होप यू गॉट इट, हेलो, as it is divergent plate, you have said वाई साउथ सैंडविच ट्रेंच इज लोकेटेड, साउथ सैंडविच ट्रेंच ये है, साउथ सैंडविच ट्रेंच, सॉरी साउथ सैंडविच ट्रेंच, ठीक है, यहाँ पे है। उसका मेजर कॉज क्या है साउथ सैंडविच ट्रेंच का, जो यहाँ पे कन्वर्जेंस से हुआ। एज इट इज लोकेटेड डाइवर्जेंट प्लेट बाउंड अटलांटिक रीज है, मिड अटलांटिक रीज के पास, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट नियर मिड अटलांटिक रीज, नो डाउट, बट इट इज हियर बिकॉज ऑफ कन्वर्जेंस ऑफ प्लेट। आई होप इट इज क्लियर टू यू। आप देखो ये प्लेट को देखो, इस मैप को देखो, यू विल फाइंड आउट एवरीथिंग, प्लीज फाइंड आउट, try to spend some time today, try to correlate between the distribution of the trenches and the related plates, convergence और divergence, सभी में convergence है। ट्रेंच का इकोनॉमिक इंपोर्टेंस क्या है, आप जाओ घूम के आओ। trenches as you know that we have, if you look at the economic importance, it's only about the, in the resources I will tell you what are the resources they are, but you know, as such there is no such any major significance in terms of economic aspect except the scientific research. Okay, this is all about for the time being the ocean floor which went there, ocean ka floor dekha aapne, and we have seen certain things about the ocean floor, what is there, and these ridges are formed, I told you, these are certain things which I just said. मैंने कहा the oceanic ridges are linear continuous volcanic mountains generally developed due to divergence of plates. एग्जाम्पल दे दो आपका, एग्जाम्पल क्या है, मिड अटलांटिक रीज, मिड अटलांटिक रीज, और क्या क्या है, दिस इज वन। सेकेंड आप देखो, आपने अभी हमने बनाया है मिड अटलांटिक रीज इज दिस, ओके, देन अटलांटिक इंडियन रीज, मिड इंडियन रीज, अटलांटिक इंडियन रीज, इज नॉट इट, अटलांटिक इंडियन रीज, अटलांटिक ओशियन, इंडियन रीज एसेट्रा, जितने भी रीज है सभी रीज ऐसे ही है। आई होप यू गॉट दिस थिंग्स, ओके, so you got some idea. Let's now give a break. We'll meet at 2 p.m. Okay, so and with this temperature and salinity, density of water I will discuss, temperature, salinity, okay, that we'll discuss. So see you after the break. Thank you.